Welcome to today's webinar. We're delighted that you could join us. We're going to cover some strategies around accelerating your wealth. So Matt and I, who'll come into the screen shortly, we both work teaching people effective strategies for building their wealth. One of the strategies that we typically work on is how to use dividend paying cash value life insurance to level up your wealth building experience and how you can use it for more than just the protection purposes. And so that's a strategy we often teach people, but people like to hear about the different things that we're doing and how we work with people in different ways. And so we wanted to present this to you today so you could get a taste of other options that are available. So something that's exciting about this strategy is that it doesn't require a whole lot of upfront capital for you to be able to participate. And we're excited to jump in. So over to you, Matt.
Thanks so much, Liz. So a couple challenges to building wealth as a 25 to 35-year-old is new careers, limited savings and surplus income, hard to access traditional loans. I know specifically for my generation right now, obviously going out of school and getting new jobs, even just applying for a mortgage is difficult. Time, obviously, we're busy focusing on building our careers, and obviously, maybe some of us are starting families, so that takes a lot of our time. And then last but not least is knowledge. We're still learning the most effective ways to build wealth right now in our early years. Moving on to 35-year-olds and up, obviously, now that we have more income to work with, we have increased tax burden, sustainability through fluctuations, whether that's market fluctuations with our current investments or our income fluctuations. And a lot of us do this, which I don't recommend, but our debt to service ratios are all whacked up because we take on more debt. We have mortgages, we have, loans outstanding. And this is just a natural thing that comes over time. Speaking of time, you're busy focusing on family demands, career demands, expanding your business interests, so on and so forth. And last but not least, we have knowledge. Just learning how to use the wealth we've accumulated since 25 years old to really diversify our portfolio. So who is this strategy for? So traditionally, it's for 25 years or older. You have a job earning at least $50,000 of gross income. You have a credit score of 680 or higher, and those seeking a 10-year investment horizon. Okay, we want to think long term, and we'll get more into that down the road of this webinar. And the benefits of this is, like Liz already stated, there's no cash required, and the amounts that you can loan yourself, or not loan yourself, but you can get as a loan are flexible and tailored to your financial situation. So why borrow to invest rather than just using your own capital to invest? So borrowing to invest allows you to increase the amount of money you can put into investments up front, access to more opportunities down the road, potential for higher gains over time, and you achieve your goals a lot faster than just using your own savings. So on the right here, you can see using your own capital, it accrues full taxable gains without any tax relief, making it less efficient than borrowing to invest. And then obviously on the left of that, you could see borrowing to invest. This enables you to have a tax deductible interest amount, reducing your overall taxable income and enhancing your after-tax returns. So what are the specific tax benefits when borrowing to invest? The interest paid on loans used to fund investments is tax deductible. Lower taxable income increases after-tax returns. On the right there, you can see your cash. So using your personal funds means you have to pay full taxes on any gains made. There's no ability to tax deduct any expenses. Oh, sorry. There's no ability to deduct any interest expenses, and increases taxable income and reduces after-tax returns. So managing risk with conservative investments. So being able to borrow to invest allows you to take on potentially less risk, but while making a higher return. you're able to choose a more stable, low risk investment, yet still get a good return in the end because we're basically investing more money up front. So this is balancing the potential for growth with a level of caution that it can be that can help protect the investment. So borrowing to invest, pros and cons. I'm going to start with the cons. We're going to get that over with. So obviously, number one is risk of debt. This is not going to be it for everyone because obviously we're going into debt to make a return on our investment. There's market volatility. This is definitely not for everyone because some people are emotional investors and they can't stand the ups and downs of the market. Okay. Some people like to, I know one of my buddies always says he invests like this. He puts his thumb up in the air. This is a good idea. That's not the way we want to go about this. We want to go about this statistically and with intention. The pros of doing this is it has enhanced wealth potential for you. You're borrowing money here, so you're on leverage. So you're using OPM. One of the things that Robert Kiyosaki always talks about, we're using others people's money to make a profit. And then the long-term benefits are extremely substantial. And this is what I really want to get into. So a long-term strategy. So have a long-term perspective, ideally a plan to implement for 10 years or more. Markets go through their ups and downs, but over time they tend to rise up and to the right. A really key point that I want you guys all to understand is bear markets where prices fall last an average of 9.6 months. Bull markets where prices go up last around 2.7 years. So having a long-term outlook helps you ride out the short-term volatility and benefit from the broader market growth.
So we're going to jump into a case study and so that you can understand how this strategy can be implemented. And we're going to, look at the significant tax advantages of using this strategy going forward. So Joe is 28 years old and works full time. Joe manages to save around $750 a month, but as we all know, saving a little bit out of your paycheck every month is a very slow way to be building wealth. Joe, is assessed as having a moderately low risk tolerance because at this stage in the career path, there isn't a lot of surplus cash available. So is looking for a strategy that will also work without a lot of input because Joe is busy building a career path. So Joe borrows $100,000 from an investment loan and uses that money to fund the investment immediately. Now, the investment loan is interest only, which means the payments are low and the interest is tax deductible because it's being used for an investment. So where are we after 10 years? So Joe borrowed $100,000, created $215,000, almost $216,000 in that time frame. And so the amount available after we've paid back the principal of the loan is just over $115,000 available. And then net of taxes, their wealth has increased by $101,000. So if we compare the different options, so the previous strategy where Joe was putting money aside every month and then putting that into investments, those savings were tied up and there were no tax benefits on deploying that money into the investment. So Joe was actually increasing tax burden every single year. And it was a longer investment period, obviously, because it was taking longer to get those savings going. By comparison, by using this new strategy, Joe has the ability to have the rest of savings available, can start the investment immediately, and also can deduct the interest payments on the investment loan. So really, if we were to look at this over a time horizon, if Joe continued with the previous strategy of saving and sort of putting that money aside every month, it would have taken more than 10 years to save the same amount to invest as Joe had with the new strategy. And then in terms of how long it would have taken for that investment to grow, it would have been over 16 years for it to grow to the same return. So the savings are tied up, so they're not available for other purposes, and just the investment time horizon is significantly increased. With the new strategy, didn't have to save money to start. The investment started working immediately, day one, and there was a tax deduction for further reducing liabilities. And the savings were available that Joe was, diligently saving for other purposes. So ultimately, Joe was able to build wealth faster. So what are reasons to get started with using this kind of strategy? You'll have access to better cash flow because you can build wealth and allocate funds to other goals. There's possible to use products that provide some certainty in an uncertain market that comes with guarantees. So depending on your risk profile, you can certainly lock in those benefits. You've got the option for future investments, so the flexibility to accelerate wealth growth and also multiply results. So reduce risk and create opportunities through diversification. So if you'd like to learn more about how this strategy could apply directly to your situation, you're welcome to book a free consultation to find out how fast you can accelerate your wealth today.